Factsverse presents. Bizarre structure in the Atlantic Ocean has an amazing history. Before we get into this video, please click the like button to let others know that you're a fan of Factsverse. And also, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell. That way, you'll get our future videos too. If you were sailing on the ocean, there is a bizarre structure sitting in the Atlantic, and it has a very strange history. The structure, Fort Boyard, is located just west of the coast of France. The construction of the fort began with Louis XIV between 1661 and 1667. It was originally built to protect the arsenal of Rochefort from Royal Navy incursions. The plans were made and building began, however, it wasn't long before the plans were abandoned. The builders found out it was just too much work and way too expensive to build a man-made island in the middle of the ocean. When this discovery was made, Louis XIV's leading military engineer told him it would be easier to seize the moon with his teeth than it would be to build such a place. When the British raided a nearby island in 1757, the French considered moving on with their plans to complete Fort Boyard. The plans were drawn up again, however it wasn't long before they had logistical issues which caused them to abandon the project yet again. Under Napoleon Bonaparte, a group of engineers was hired to renew the project in 1800. This time the plans were more intricate and well thought out. To make working easier, a port was established on Ile d'Oléron. They also built the village of Boyardville for the workers to live. This time they decided to establish a plateau that was nearly 300 feet by 160 feet. This was going to be the foundation. To make this possible, they began piling stones up on the bank. Unfortunately, Napoleon realized how difficult it would be and how expensive it was. Again, the project was suspended in 1809. In 1837, there was yet again another renewed interest with the United Kingdom. Therefore, Louis-Philippe ordered the project to be resumed. Finally, the main building was completed in 1857. There was enough room for 250 men to live comfortably. Unfortunately, though, by this time the fortress was useless. While it was being built, there were major advances in cannons. The range now was much better, so the fort was really no longer necessary for national defense. In 1871, Fort Boyard was used briefly as a military prison, but that didn't last long, and it was abandoned in 1913. Over the years, the building has been vacant, not maintained at all, and that's caused it to deteriorate in the sea. In 1950, the building was listed for sale. It was in ruins, but it was still spectacular. For years, it remained empty with no official owner. Finally, in 1961, the fortress was sold to Charente Maritime Regional Council. Unfortunately, the sale didn't mean that the fortress would be built back up to its original condition. For years, it remained in the Atlantic Ocean, almost completely forgotten. The only time that anyone gave the fortress a passing thought was if they were sailing by it or flying over it. Finally, in 1990, the fortress made worldwide news again. This time, it had nothing to do with war or any type of conflict. It actually became the filming location for a French and international version of the television game show The Last Adventure. The shows were survival/challenge games. Before the filming could begin, they had to create a set inside of the fortress. Due to Fort Boyard's history, most of the challenges were based on physical ability and endurance. One of the last things that you'll ever expect to see while sailing in the Atlantic Ocean is a huge, floating fortress that resembles a castle. What makes this structure so amazing is its long history. This project was started and stopped many times due to the difficulty of the project. If this structure is going to teach you any type of lesson, it shows that hard work and perseverance will pay off in the end. It might take a while, but you'll eventually get there. Sadly, though, it was not completed before it could be useful to the military, but the fact that the French were able to build a fortress in the middle of the sea, that's still an amazing feat. If you ever find yourself on the west coast of France, see about visiting the structure. Even from the outside, it truly is an incredible sight. Subscribe for more!